A group of ministers is meeting a Chinese delegation today to discuss trade and economic cooperation. China has been our largest trading partner for 13 years. Let's get more on what is going to form part of the agenda of these meetings, and we speak to our reporter Pelane, who is in Pretoria right now. Pelane, good morning to you. So, what's on the agenda of discussions among these ministers?
Oli, you do remember that 73 years ago, the People's Republic of China gained independence, and today it is, as part of celebrations of that, South Africa is, of course, one of those countries that have been bearing support to that particular country, and as well as being a trade partner. And as you've rightfully put it, that we are currently, China is South Africa's largest trading partner at this current moment, and giving you an indication that Stella and Abrahams, as the Minister of Small businesses and enterprises, should be coming here not only to give a message of support, but as well as to put in a word there about the support and business support that could go to the small businesses in the country through the Chinese operations here in the country. You do know that there are those big businesses, conglomerates that are operating in the country. Perhaps there could be those collaborations. And the Minister of Employment and Labour, of course, will be one of those who will also be here. And to talk about employment, you do remember that there was those scandals back in the days about 4 or 5 years ago where some companies were of course told that they were employing over 70% of Chinese nationals. That since has changed, and in this regard, I'm sure there's always a leeway and even improvement that could always be on the cards. So perhaps those are some of the things that we want to touch base on. Let me bring in the Young Communist League here in South Africa, and of course the national chairperson, just to give us that particular issue. The YCL, yeah? It's always something when you want to talk to the communists, and how 73 years later they managed to keep their independence. But I'm sure back here in South Africa they might want to ask, what is the relationship between young people and China, and how would you as the YCL best fit in?
Okay, no, thanks Pelane. As the Young Communist League, we join here to celebrate the celebration of the anniversary on the independence of Chinese Republic, people of China. We are relating with them on a basis of the party-to-party relations as organization, more especially South African Communist Party. But to bring in the role of young people is that young people in the country have been excluded in the mainstream economy from ideas of entrepreneurial, those who have entrepreneurial skills. They have not been participating in the mainstream economy. And we believe that such relation between Africa or South Africa, trade relations, if are strengthened between China and South Africa, will actually yield positive result in growing economy and creating employment, and at the later stage it will assist in terms of poverty alleviation and poverty management, more especially to the people in the countryside who are the poor, who are excluded in the mainstream economy. That is one of the reasons why we are here, also to pledge the solidarity with and also to celebrate the Day of Independence, because this is a milestone achievement that we can learn through their experiences, putting China as a prism to mirror the struggle of South Africa, where we are, where we know that we still have challenges economically.
As Babu said, of course, is the national chairperson of the Young Communist League here in the country. I may not be able to hear you right now, colleague, as our line may have cut through transmission, but I can tell you that the Communist Party has always had relations with China, and there's the former president of the country, that is Kgalema Motlanthe. He will also be here, taking into consideration his relations with the South African Communist Party here back home.
Phakgadi, thank you very much. Exploring relations and cooperation between South Africa and the Chinese counterpart.